So today's a very exciting one. I'm talking about everything that I want to do at the end of summer, my last summer bucket list, the summer hurrah. How many times can I say the word summer in this video? Things have been a little bit heavy on this channel recently. I've made some tough videos, a bit more deeper videos, and they've been a little bit on the hard and heavy side, and I feel like we need to lighten it up. We need to get back to some vlogs. We need to get back to some chatty, exciting content and exciting stuff, because while I do enjoy deep thoughts and deep thinking, and I do feel and think very deeply, I feel like there needs to be a balance. There needs to be both the exciting, chill vlogs, and then there can also be the deep and meaningful videos as well. And I'm trying to get myself really excited. I'm trying to get myself pumped. I'm going to Disneyland. Guys, I'm so excited. Okay, I feel like I've really gotten my fill when it comes to summer in general, but particularly this year. Even though I had one weekend European summer holiday this whole summer, there's been quite a few like festivals in the UK, and I feel like I've really been taking advantage of summer. If you're new here, I moved from Perth, Australia to the UK in November. And when I moved, I was so over the heat. I was so done with it. The day that I flew out, it was 40 degrees and I was just like, get me out of here. And I feel like I didn't really get enough of winter in the UK before the weather started to warm up again. Especially the first 3 months when I first moved over, I was pretty much couch hopping, moving from hotels to Airbnbs, trying to find a place to live and trying to settle in. So I feel like I couldn't really take advantage of the weather and like appreciate it enough because I was so unsettled. So when it started to get warm here, I think it was in like March or April, I was kind of disappointed. I was like, really already? Like I barely had a winter, I feel like. But at the same time, I'm very aware that the winters here can be very miserable and a lot of people find them really hard. So while it's been summer overload for me, it feels like, I've been also kind of trying to appreciate it and take advantage of it because I know the winters can be rough. Even though I'm very excited for cozy season and like I'm very, very excited for autumn and winter, just in case I don't like it as much as I think I will, I'm taking advantage of the summer. So I've written a little list of all the things that I want to do before summer ends. It's currently the 22nd of August. So summer is definitely coming to an end. In the UK, I don't know what they follow. I think they follow like the real seasons. So essentially like the last day of summer is the 22nd of September. In Australia, we don't do it like that. It's by month. So like technically the last day of winter in Australia is August, like the end of August. But it kind of makes sense because like I do see the same kind of weather when we've like technically been done with the season, and then like the next month after that is still the same kind of weather as the season before. So it kind of makes sense this way. This way it also means that I have exactly 1 month until the end of summer to fully take advantage of it, fully appreciate it. So the first thing on my list is fully taking advantage of the sea and the beach. I feel like I'm able to tick off quite a few things on this list because in just under a week, my mum and my brother are flying to the UK from Australia, and we are going on a little European adventure. We're going for 4 weeks actually, so it's not so little. We're going to Croatia, Italy, and France, and I'm gonna be able to tick off all these like summer things that I want to do on this trip. I really do feel like this trip is kind of like a last hurrah for summer, so I'm excited. I'm excited for that, and then I'm excited for after it so that I can like get cozy and get into the autumn weather and get excited for that. But this is definitely the last summer hurrah. So the first beach destination that we're going to is Croatia. If you saw my video a month ago, I went to Croatia. That was my only like summer European holiday weekend trip away that I did this year, but I'm so excited to go back there and swim again. My biggest thing is I want to swim in Croatia again, and when we go, it's meant to still be like 30 degrees over there, so I'm very excited for that. We're also doing quite a bit of coast in Italy, so we're doing Cinque Terre and we're doing the Amalfi Coast, so that will be really good. Hopefully get some beach days in there as well. Something else that I really want to do, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to do, I hope I will, but it's a British beach day. I did go to the beach outside of Norwich a few months ago. This was back in like, I want to say April, and it was very hot. We had like a heat wave. So I feel like I did kind of do the beach, but it wasn't enjoyable. I really didn't like the beach that we went to. I feel like that's a little bit universal for the UK though, in terms of their beaches, especially when you compare it to Australian beaches. One seaside day trip that I've been really wanting to do is going to Brighton. The goal is to go to Brighton for the day, get a proper British fish and chips, because since I moved here, I haven't had a British fish and chips. Sit on like the Brighton beach, maybe get some ice cream. I don't think I would mind too much if it was a little bit cooler, like if I had to put a jumper on. I just don't want it to be like freezing. I want to still be able to wear shorts, you know, and like put my feet in the water. So I don't know if that's on the cards. I think if we get like a random warm day at the end of September, we're just gonna go last minute and take advantage of it and just go for the day. But it will be like a very last minute, like, okay, this is probably the last day we're gonna get until winter really hits, so let's go. But I'm hoping I get to do that, because I feel like, yeah, I haven't really had like a British beach day. And Brighton, I've always wanted to go there anyway, like regardless of the beach, I really want to see Brighton. So even if I do go for the day, it probably won't be the only time I go. I do want to spend like a few days there and like book accommodation at some point, probably next year, but that's a later topic. So I touched on this a little bit, but the next thing is finishing my summer travels. Like I said, I only went on one weekend trip away this summer, but this was like the big hurrah. Like this big 4-week trip is the reason that I haven't really gone anywhere this summer, because we've been saving for this trip and it's costing a bit, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I feel like this is, like I said, a last summer hurrah. We're gonna wrap up summer in Italy, in Croatia. It's gonna be like the last of wearing summer outfits. I've got like a few cute outfits that my mum's bringing over from Australia that I didn't have here. I'm excited to wear. I want like to drink Aperol spritz. I want to eat outside. I want to sit on the beach. And also just like watching the sunset without cloud coverage. I think it's gonna be really nice. I'm hoping the weather holds out for us for the whole of September. But yeah, I'm very excited. So summer travels is number 2 on the list. I feel like I have done this a little bit in the UK this summer, but I want to do it a little bit more, and hopefully we'll be able to. Some of the trip that my mum and my brother are here for is going to be in the UK as well, so hopefully we can do this while they're here. But I want to take advantage of just being outside for longer periods. In the winter, you can't be outside for long periods really. So I want to go on like a few more walks, like really long walks. What is really good, I have friends that live really close to me. So this summer we've just been like going for coffee on the weekend in the morning and just like basking in the sun, which has been really nice. But they've actually been away a lot of the summer, so I feel like I didn't get to do it too much with them. I want to do that a little bit more, just for like a week or 2 at least after I get back from my travels with my family. Particularly eating outside. I did film a video recently where I went and had a picnic outside, and that was the only time I've eaten outside. So I'd like to have another picnic as well. I feel like that would be really nice. Something I feel like took me maybe 1 to 2 months to get used to, but now I've like found so normal, is the sun setting so late. The first couple months I was so thrown off by the sun setting at like up to 10 p.m. It was crazy to me, because that doesn't happen in Australia, even in the summer. But I do feel like in the last month or so, I've kind of come complacent with it. I've gotten like so used to it. I'm a big night owl, so when the sun's been setting later, I've just been like, oh, well, I don't typically start my work day until like very late in the day, because I work well into the night. And for things like filming for YouTube, that's not been a problem, because I'm like, oh, well, the sun's still up at 8 p.m. so I can still film my video. Hence right now, it's like 7:15 at night and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. I've got like sunlight for the whole day. But I think I need to really just like start to appreciate that a little bit more again, like I was at the start of summer, because the days are getting shorter. Like I can already tell the sun's setting by 8:30 at this point, and I think it's going to be really jarring when daylight savings kicks in. Or is it winter? What do they call it? We don't have that time change in Australia either. It's like where the clocks go forward because it's winter. I don't know. The time changes and the sun's setting at like 3:30 p.m. I think I'm going to be like, well, I got to start to use my mornings a little bit more productively now, because I don't have sunlight until late in the night. So I think I need to get back to like appreciating that and taking advantage of that while I can, because I know it's short-lived and I know short winter days. I'm like thinking back to when I first moved here in November, and I was also like shocked by like looking outside at 4 p.m. and it being pitch black, because again, that's also something that doesn't happen in Australia. I think that's maybe one thing that I'm gonna miss about summer, that I'm not looking forward to about winter. Everything else I'm looking forward to about winter, except for the no sun. Because I love a crisp winter sunny day when it's dark. Although there's fairy lights and Christmas lights. Okay, now I'm going off on a tangent, but you get what I mean. Something that I'm very bad at, and I don't know why, considering I do this for my work. I shouldn't be bad at this, but I'm really bad at taking photos and like pausing to be like, oh no, this is a good photo opportunity. I don't do it that much. So on this trip in September, I want to take as many photos as possible, especially candid ones. When I went to Croatia a month ago, I went with 2 of my cousins from Australia, and one of them at the end of the trip like sent me all her photos, and there were so many candid ones of me and that I didn't even know that she took. And I was like, these are great photos. They were some of my favorite photos from the whole trip. So I just feel like I don't do that. I don't do candid photos that much, and I really need to. So this trip in September, I'm fully taking as many photos as I can, and not just posed ones. The candid ones are the best ones. I almost kind of feel like while I'm talking to you about this and like my bucket list for the rest of summer, that maybe this should have been something that I spoke about at the start of summer. I feel like I'm almost acting like this is all the things I want to get done in summer. But I think also because it's coming to the end of summer, I'm also realizing these are all these things that I didn't do, I forgot to do, I didn't take advantage of. And then particularly also I was kind of waiting for my family to come out before doing some of these things. I'm kind of glad that I'm pausing right before the end of summer. Gives me a few weeks to like get these things done and do the things that I wanted to do before winter really hits, and I'm like, oh well, I didn't get to go to the beach again. And then the last thing that I want to do right at the end, right after this big summer trip that I'm going on, after I hopefully get my summer day in Brighton, it's get ready for the cozy season. Get ready for autumn. I've never had a real autumn in Perth, Australia. You don't get autumn, you only get like 2 seasons really. The leaves are already starting to turn orange. I'm so excited to lean into the cozy season. It's gonna get so much cozier on this channel. We're gonna do so many more cozy videos. I do have this series on my channel called Nights with Nina, and I started it, I think in March, maybe even February, I don't know. But it was like still cold, and so the whole premise around it was like being cozy and warm and wintry. And then it got hot and I was like, I'm still doing this series, but it doesn't really reflect what I really wanted it to be. And I feel like now that it's gonna be autumn again, I can lean into it so much more. I'm so excited, you guys. The content that is coming for autumn and Christmas and winter, you're not even ready for it. I'm going on like a full snowman building snow trip in November. Guys, don't even get me. I'm so excited. I'm going off on a tangent now, but one more thing. I was watching Gilmore Girls the other day and there was a snow episode and literally I could cry. Like looking at snow, even like on my Instagram, there's some like people posting reels and stuff being like getting ready for the cozy season already with like snowy pictures and Christmas lights. And it makes me so happy seeing snow and seeing Christmas lights. I could literally cry. I'm so excited. So that is the final thing on my bucket list. And I know it's not really a summer thing, but I feel like it's kind of an end of summer thing. And it's the next chapter. I'm excited to bring you guys along with me. So I'm going to end this video here. I hope you have enjoyed my summer bucket list. Tell me guys, what are you going to do for the end of summer? How are you guys going to take advantage of the last little spurs of heat that are coming through before it gets cold? If you're Australian, I hope this has inspired you for the reverse, because you guys are going into spring. But if you want to stick around, if you want to see what I get up to in this last little bit of summer and what I get up to in the cozy season that's coming up, please subscribe and like this video if you've been liking my content, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.